Hey guys, it is Numistacker and I'm back with you again. There is never a dull moment in Numistacker land, or as Crown Collector would say, there is only ever a dull moment in Numistacker land. So I don't know how you sheep feel like taking a quick look at the coins that have come in for grading. Lots of interesting variety today, old and new, and a very interesting error coin. You may have seen some of the same kind of things before. If you have, I apologize, but I can only show you what I am provided by people sending their coins in for grading. So let's have a look at this. This is a very interesting error coin. I've seen three of these over the last few weeks, so there's obviously a few of these around. It is a 20 pence piece, and the thing which is distinctive about it is that there is no date on it. So let's have a look. Both sides, you've got one side, you've got 20 pence, and it shows part of the shield pattern. And then on the other side, we've got Elizabeth II. Nice face there, but no date. So intriguing piece. And these sell for around about 50 or 60 pounds, I think, from memory. Do many of you guys collect error coins? Have you found anything interesting in your change that you've later had graded? NGC are kind of pretty good with error coins, but they do charge $15 extra for verifying most errors. So next one up is the very, very beautiful John Node Design 2005 Proof Sovereign, one of the few very special sovereigns. You've seen this one, must be countless times. I think that people, when they buy sovereigns, their first thing they're doing is buying 2002, 2005, 2012, 2017, 1989. Those are all the special ones. And again, you see there, it's always people who, if they're going to spend money on sovereigns, the first thing they're looking for is the special designs. After they've bought the special designs, then it's move on to some of the other years, because the sovereign bug bites very, very hard. Let me tell you. You may not have thought of these lovely coins to collect, but once you have, then let me warn you, it can get very, very consuming, very expensive, but is a pretty good way of building up wealth. I mean, each sovereign, even a bullion sovereign, is what, 275 to $300, maybe a little bit more. So if you build up 10 of these over a period of time, you've immediately got a stash worth several $1,000s or several £1,000s, which can be used for other things going forward. So I would say collecting these kind of coins is a really good way of building value. I've noticed when I sell these kind of coins on eBay, there are many, many more people looking at sovereigns compared to some of the silver coins. So if you want liquidity, then those kind of coins really stack up as well. They say the price of a guinea is the price that you're willing to pay. And that price is anything from a few £100s up to a few £1,000. And a guinea has a value of 21 shillings. So 20 shillings is a sovereign, 21 shillings is a guinea. We've talked before about racehorses being valued in guineas, and you say you have things like the 1,000 guinea hurdles and this kind of stuff. This one is the Spade Guinea. It's a pretty common design of guinea, but a lot of age to it. Really nice coin. You sometimes find the military guinea with a kind of round shield on the back, but a lot of people are collecting these coins. Guineas are maybe not quite as widely connected as sovereigns, but they are coming up fast as people have exhausted all the special designs of sovereigns. one option is, instead of going to the regular dates of sovereigns, why not go back to the portraits older than Victoria, and maybe even back as far as the Guinea or some of the other hammered British coins, to make a nice different type collection. So next up we have a new unboxing with a different coin in. What have we got here? Someone has packaged it up in a little white card. Very nice of them to keep it out of harm's way. I'll try not to cut it up and destroy it before it gets graded. So what have we got here? It looks a little bit like a beastie. Which beastie is it? The brand new 2019 Falken of the Plantagenets. Is the design growing on you? It's a little bit different to some of the others. I think it's pretty smart. I think it's going to have a lot of people following the series and buying it. And this one is going to go and be graded. I think it's going to go and it's going to have a GB label, and it'll go in a scratch-free holder. Scratch-free, incidentally, if you're thinking about holding something in a scratch-free holder, it's $5 extra per coin, and you have to have the same scratch-free protection applied to every coin in a tier. So if you it works out a bit more expensive. I'm not sure it's worth it. I've put a few of mine in scratch-free holders. Various members of the Silver Forum have done the same. It is maybe worth it for more expensive coins, because I've noticed some of these holders do get scratched, and then when you come to sell them on eBay, for example, the scratch shows on the photography, and you have to then make excuses and say, well, the coin is okay, but the holder's a bit scratched. And I guess paying the $5 avoids that need to always be making apologies for the state of your holder. And so inside this this little folder is a sovereign. You can see that immediately, and you can see that it is an Edward VII sovereign. But this is really rather a special little coin, because this is no ordinary little sovereign. This sovereign is a 1910 Canadian sovereign. So you won't have seen 1910 Canadian sovereigns very often, for the simple matter of that they're pretty rare. I mean, you think about 1916 Canadian, exceptionally expensive, 1913 pretty expensive, but actually 1910 is a very, very hard to find year. And you can see here, if you look at the mintage chart, just bottom line on the right hand side, the Canadian mintage, 28,020 of these coins were minted. This is a pretty rare coin, and it's not unattainable. You can find these coins, but there were very, very few of them minted, and so they're not that easy to locate. So let's move on to the final little mini video of today's bigger video. And this one is another sovereign that came in from a Silver Forum member. And there's lots of people, I think, looking through their sovereign collections now, saying, well, what kind of sovereigns are worth grading? There's no hard and fast rule on this. If you're looking for which sovereigns in your collection are worth grading, then proofs are quite often now worth grading. There's a lot of interest in proofs, both special years and non-special years. And also anything which is scarce or rarer in the Marsh Gold Sovereign book can be worth grading. And anything which is gradable by condition. So even if you have a common year, but it's in exceptional condition, that can also be worth grading. It's probably best to avoid common sovereigns in bad condition. And by bad condition, anything below AU 55 generally you probably won't cover the grading costs when you sell them, and you might even end up taking them out the slab to sell them. So if you have bad condition sovereigns that are bashed about, there may be details, there may be non-details, but they may be just basically worn, circulated condition. Unless there's something particular about them, unless they've got a story, unless they are rare, take a look at the price history on eBay for an idea what they would sell for graded, and generally try and only grade the very best sovereigns that you can find to buy yourself for grading or in your collection. This one is a 1988 sovereign. There were quite a few in that year. I don't think it's nothing which is particularly rare, but it does have a few marks on it as well. You can see here when I go a bit closer, there's a little bit of marking on it. Nothing which is a damage to the sovereign, and that means that NCS will be able to take care of it. It would be NCS modern because it's 1988. If you've got an older sovereign that needs conserving, also be careful, because anything before 1955 there is a $50 charge for grading and conservation. Though it doesn't seem possible, or indeed likely, there are close to 900 Numistacker videos now on YouTube. So I'm putting a link at the end of this one to some of the ones that I think you might be interested in. Please let me know. Please subscribe. Please like. And if you haven't asked to be notified when there's a new Numi video, then please click the button and ask for the notification.